And I'm thankful that after 3 years of chaos at our southern border, Democrats have at least finally come to the table, because it is long past time to get the situation under control. As I said, for 3 years, almost since the day President Biden took office, we've confronted chaos at our southern border. And rather than improving this crisis, or rather I should say improving, this crisis has just grown worse and worse with time. Fiscal year 2021 saw a record-breaking 1,734,686 migrant encounters at our southern border. Then fiscal year 2022 broke that record. And then fiscal year 2023 broke that record. And if fiscal year 2024 continues on its current trajectory, we will yet again end up breaking another record. December reportedly saw a staggering 302,000 migrant encounters at our southern border. Not only the highest December number ever recorded, but the highest number ever recorded for any month, period. My colleague from Pennsylvania recently compared September's nearly 270,000 border encounters to having the entire population of Pittsburgh crossing our southern border in 1 month. In 1 month, Mr. President. And the comparison is even more apt with December's number. Mr. President, we can't afford to be having a major city's worth of illegal immigrants crossing our southern border every single month. As border cities have long known, and as major Democrat cities are now finding to their cost, this simply isn't sustainable. New York City, which has seen 150,000 plus migrants enter the city since last spring, is facing cuts to city services as a result of the influx. In fact, just yesterday, it was reported that Mayor Adams is actually temporarily removing students from their classrooms to house migrants. It's not just New York that's overwhelmed. So are cities like Denver and Chicago. The mayor of Chicago recently noted that the situation his city and others are facing is, quote, unsustainable. So there are massive practical problems associated with having a city's worth of people coming across our southern border each and every single month. But, Mr. President, that isn't the worst of it. The even bigger concern is the national security crisis that this represents. Our nation cannot be secure while we have hundreds of thousands of migrants flooding across our southern border each month, frequently to end up released into the United States with court dates that are literally years into the future. The sheer volume smooths the way for criminals, terrorists, and other dangerous individuals to make their way into our country. And there are dangerous individuals trying to make their way into our country. Make no mistake about that, Mr. President. During the first 2 months of fiscal year 2024 alone, 30 individuals on the terrorist watch list were apprehended at our southern border. That is literally one every other day. Fiscal year 2023 saw 169 individuals on the terrorist watch list apprehended at our southern border, which was more than the previous 6 fiscal years combined. And if we continue on our current trajectory, we will break the 2023 record this year. And that, Mr. President, is deeply concerning. Those are just the individuals that the Border Patrol is actually apprehending. We have no way of knowing how many dangerous individuals have entered our country over the past few years without being apprehended. Since the beginning of fiscal year 2021, there have been more than 1.7 million known gotaways, and those are individuals that the Border Patrol saw but was unable to apprehend. Since October 1st alone, there have been more than 83,000 known gotaways. That is 83,000 individuals entering our country without our knowing who they are, why they're here, or where in the United States they're going. And there is no way no way of telling how many unknown gotaways there have been. With the current chaos at our southern border, there is no question that some individuals are managing to make it into the United States completely undetected. And with so many illegal immigrants arriving at our border these days planning to get caught so they can take advantage of the Biden administration's lax asylum and parole policies, it is especially concerning to see these gotaways who are working to evade Border Patrol. Some of them may indeed be entering the United States simply hoping for a better life. But it is highly likely that a number of them have more malign intentions. I mean, think about it, Mr. President. You look at the number of people just in the month of October, 1,569 convicted criminals got into the country, 50 gang members, 93 people who had warrants for their arrest, and 12 terrorists. That was 1 month, just 1 month. And those are the people that are apprehended. Think about those gotaways, which I mentioned, 83,000 known gotaways since October the 1st, and then the unknown gotaways, who you assume are people who know how to evade law enforcement and have figured out how to get into the country illegally. The point, Mr. President, simply is this. Our southern border has become a portal for people with all kinds of malign interests to get into this country. Now, arguably, there was a time when people came here from places like Central and South America in pursuit of a better life. And obviously, you can't blame them for leaving the places where they live and wanting to live in the United States. They come here illegally. We have ways of people getting into this country legally, laws that should be followed. We are a nation of laws. But the fact that people like terrorists, like criminals, like cartels, who are trafficking in who knows what, weapons, drugs, humans. We know how many people are dying every year from fentanyl in this country. Our southern border is out of control. It is a danger to our national security, and it is a threat to the safety and security of every community in this country, whether you're on the border or not.